With an IQ of 214, Carl Carlson is the second smartest adult in the Simpsons animated series and the main character of today's video. Strap in and enjoy the life story of Carl Carlson. Background: Carlton Carlisle Carl Carlson Jr. was born on the 20th of April 1955 to the family of Wyatt Carlson, his biological father. Yup, Carl Carlson Sr. is his adoptive father. You see, it took Carl a while before he could learn about his family and background, and we didn't even know it until we watched the 21st episode of Season 24, The Saga of Carl. Not only does it tell us that Carlson was raised in Iceland, the plot revolves around the Carlson family curse, which had tarnished their reputation in Iceland for centuries. In the episode, Lisa does some digging into Carl's family history after Carl allegedly ran away with $200,000, money that Homer and co. won in a lottery. So they all traveled to Iceland to find Carl, but they didn't find him first. They found out his shameful family history detailed in an Icelandic saga. The ancient text depicted Carl's ancestors as cowards who failed to stop the barbarian invaders from breaking into Iceland 1,000 years earlier and causing massive destruction. But when Homer and co. finally tracked down Carl in the Carlson family home, they learned that the reason he traveled to Iceland was to clear his family name by buying a lost page from the sagas that he believes will reveal that the Carlsons were actually brave warriors. So, as it turns out, Carl comes from a long line of brave warriors. In the early seasons, Carl was rarely seen with Lenny and did not have a consistent voice. On some occasions, he can be heard with Lenny's voice and vice versa. One example of Carl having Lenny's voice is in Brush with Greatness. In an early 1991 episode, Carl's name is spelt Carl with a K, the same spelling seen for an unrelated character of the same season. So we know his background, but who really is Carl? Persona. Carl is an African-American Buddhist who apparently grew up in Iceland. He holds a master's degree in nuclear physics and is fond of bowling and drinking at Moe's Tavern. Carl is a Buddhist, although not a very dedicated one like Lisa. He is sometimes seen in the Christian First Church of Springfield. Carl is a simple and straightforward man, mostly to Homer and his friends, probably because of his harsh but true opinions of others. On one occasion, he made everyone in Moe's Tavern cry and then turned to the camera to explain why he doesn't talk too much. However, Carl is also a person with a cowardly streak. One such occasion was when Fat Tony and several other criminal chiefs started to aim towards Springfield, Homer's security, community watch, law enforcement agency. Due to making a far better job than the actual police, Carl and Lenny, fearing for their lives, literally locked themselves up in one of the station's cells, leaving Homer on his own. Aside from Wiggum becoming police chief again, this may be one of the reasons Springfield was shut down. Stealing. Now, Lenny isn't as good as we like to make him out to be. He has been part of some illegal activities in a few episodes, although you shouldn't be surprised if you know who Carl's friends are. Homer had discovered the world of illegal downloading. Lenny and Carl, on the other hand, discussed the newest movies they illegally downloaded and introduced piracy to Homer. Homer saw the opportunity and took it to download the most recent blockbuster movies and show them in his backyard on a projector. Piracy is considered stealing, and anyone caught would have to face the consequences. However, Lenny and Carl felt differently and encouraged Homer to continue. Lenny was of the opinion that they should be allowed to download any movie or TV show they like illegally. Carl agreed, blaming Hollywood for being so inconsiderate.
All we want is brand new, big budget entertainment in our homes for nothing. Why doesn't Hollywood get that?
In the Saga of Carl, he displayed no emotion and appeared remorseless about betraying his friends and even stole $200,000 from them.
We are just guys who sit next to each other at a bar and talk about guy stuff.
Health condition. Carl isn't as healthy as he looks. He has diabetes, which he discovered when eating Grandma Plopwell's pudding in They Saved Lisa's Brain. In another episode, it's mentioned that he suffers from severe schizophrenia. This has affected his ability to think, behave, and feel clearly. This could be one of the reasons he never took Lenny's advances or love expressions seriously. Carl's jobs. Carl works in Sector 7G along with Homer and Lenny in the nuclear power plant. Carl's job position over the course of the series has generally been that of a supervisor, as mentioned in Blood Feud and implied by Mr. Burns' high regard for him in comparison to Homer and Lenny. Carl's position may have changed throughout the course of the show, however, as he was again promoted to supervisor after Ted, a previous supervisor, left. Carl also played bass at a young age in Homer's band Sadgasm, which later broke up. Carl and Lenny. Lenny and Carl together rank 6th on IGN's Top 25 Simpsons peripheral characters. That is just so awesome, they actually deserve it if you ask us. Lenny and Carl are usually inseparable. They've been very close friends throughout their appearance in the series, that's why we have rumors about their relationship. And if you want to understand the dark mysteries behind their relationship, you should watch this video. Carl doesn't entertain some of Lenny's jokes, nor does he need the latter to deliver a hilarious line. Carl is a simple man and obviously the smartest out of his friend group. He's still trying to better himself and grow his vocabulary. When a new security guard started working at the power plant, the guys felt uneasy with this new strict guard. He also took the opportunity to show off to his friends that he's got a new word: self-discovery and romance. It is just so funny to realize that Carl is one of the characters that has got to do crazy things for love. In season 34, episode 14, when he got to meet beautiful Naima, he made things up while on a date with her. Naima noticed the efforts Carl had put in to impress her, but she remained unfazed as she wanted to learn the truth about his background. The scenario must have been embarrassing for Carl, but it led him to discovering more about himself and his background. Carl is frequently said to be among the most attractive men in Springfield. In the episode Principal Charming, Homer concluded that Carl was too attractive for Selma. Carlson is the wife of Carl Carlson. In Secrets of a Successful Marriage, the pair were seen attending Homer's marriage class. If Homer has a marriage class, then it's gonna be lit. Carl also gave us another hint in Sunday Cruddy Sunday that he will give a ring to his wife for their anniversary. However, in episode 11 of season 25, Carl claimed that his wife was having an affair with one of the VPs at the power plant to feed him inside information. The Guys. The Guys is a group formed by the 4 friends Homer, Lenny, Carl, and Moe. Lenny, Carl, and Homer have apparently been friends for most of their lives. Flashbacks portrayed them as friends during childhood and high school, and they all began working at the nuclear power plant around the same time. Homer, Lenny, and Carl have worked together at the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant since it first opened. They've spent countless hours working, hating their jobs, and being lazy. Regardless, they normalize having fun in the atmosphere of their work environment. In the critically acclaimed episode, The Last Temptation of Homer, when the power plant had reasons to hire a lady called Mindy Simmons to work with the guys. The guys never supported the decision with the fear that they were going to lose their freedom at work. Lenny was concerned that he can't be himself, and Carl, on the other hand, hates wearing pants.
And we can't take off our pants when it gets real hot.
Their hangout is Moe's Tavern, but they're seen together in other places as well. The guys often try to support each other whenever one member is down on his luck. An example of this was seen in Whiskey Business when Homer, Lenny, and Carl try to help lonely Moe find a reason to live after he attempted suicide. Another instance of the guys being there for each other is in the Saga of Carl, when Homer, Lenny, and Moe reasoned with the Icelandic people for Carl as they persuaded the Icelanders that he was a good man. In summary, good friends really matter. In the 90s, the fictional superhero franchise Radioactive Man traveled to Springfield to shoot their first live-action movie. Of course, it's prevalent for superhero movies to be rebooted or revisited even in the town of Springfield. In the 2014 episode, Homer realized that he wasn't the only one that had not seen the new Radioactive Man movie. Lenny and Carl attempted to explain that the movie is neither a sequel nor a reboot of the Radioactive Man franchise, but a deboot in the future. Milhouse asks him and Lenny to pull him out between two, but they claim to be ghosts and their spirits in the tree's Milhouse, or they are alive and jerking him around. We are conversant with the popular story of how Lenny switched brains with Carl because Lenny wanted to get back together with his wife, who had an affair with Carl at the time, but she also switched her brain with a monkey on a Japanese game show. Carl Carlson is really the man of the day. Uncovering mysteries about his personality and lifestyle has been nothing but fun. If you enjoyed the video, do well to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Bye, folks.